Welcome back to Science Meets Adventure, exploring nature's secret, the channel where we journey into places where nature, history, and mystery intersect in unforgettable ways. Today, our adventure takes us high into the mountains of central Greece, where ancient stone terraces cling to dramatic cliffs, and the wind carries whispers from a civilization long gone. As our drone rises into the crisp morning sky, the landscape of Delphi unfolds below. Jagged limestone peaks glowing with golden light, olive groves carpeting the valley, and the shimmering Gulf of Corinth stretching into the distance. This breathtaking scenery once drew kings, philosophers, warriors, and travelers from across the ancient world, all seeking the same thing: the voice of the Oracle of Delphi, believed to speak the will of the gods. Yet modern science suggests that the oracle's power may not have come from Apollo alone, but from the Earth itself, from natural gases seeping out of fractured rock, subtly influencing human consciousness. As the drone glides closer to Mount Parnassus, the geological story begins to reveal itself. This entire region sits on a complex network of active faults, created by the slow but powerful interaction of the African and Eurasian tectonic plates. Millions of years ago, rising magma, shifting crust, and the uplift of enormous limestone formations sculpted the rugged cliffs we see today. Delphi rests directly above fractures where groundwater, hydrocarbons, and volcanic gases move upward from deep layers. When these gases escape through cracks, they can rise into enclosed spaces, creating an atmosphere capable of affecting human perception. Limestone layers saturated with bitumen and petroleum hydrocarbons become a natural reservoir, while underground heat and tectonic stress release gases like methane and ethylene into the air. This geological setting is not just dramatic, it is essential to the ancient mystery that made Delphi famous. Descending into the ruins, we travel back more than 2,500 years. The Temple of Apollo stands in majestic ruin, its columns rising into the sky like the ribs of an ancient titan. Here, priestesses known as the Pythia would inhale warm vapors rising from a chasm beneath the temple floor. Ancient texts describe her entering a trance-like state, speaking cryptic phrases that priests interpreted as divine prophecy. For centuries, this phenomenon was dismissed by modern scholars as myth, but research in the late 20th century changed everything. Geologists discovered fault lines running directly beneath the temple, along with evidence of hydrocarbon-rich limestone that can naturally release ethylene, a gas known to induce a dreamlike, euphoric mental state at low concentrations. Ethylene acts as a central nervous system depressant, capable of causing mild hallucinations, shifts in sensation, and altered awareness. The presence of such gases, combined with the dark, enclosed chamber of the adyton and the psychological expectation of divine communication, may have created the perfect environment for prophetic visions. As we move through the ancient pathways, terraced steps lead us upward through the sanctuary. The sun catches on the stone, revealing colors ranging from warm ochre to cool silver. Cypress and pine trees sway gently in the mountain breeze, filling the air with a scent both calming and invigorating. Standing on these ancient stones, it becomes easier to imagine the long lines of supplicants who once waited weeks, even months, for their chance to ask the oracle a single question. The Theater of Delphi rises above the temple, carved into the mountain slope and offering one of the most stunning panoramic views in Greece. Performances held here honored Apollo with music and poetry, celebrating the harmony between human creativity and divine inspiration. The stadium, farther up the mountain, was the site of the Pythian Games, second only to the Olympic Games in importance. The echo of footsteps on the stone track still resonates, as if the athletes left only yesterday. The mountains surrounding Delphi are part of the Parnassus National Park, one of the most beautiful hiking regions in Europe. Trails wind through pine forests, across rocky ridges, and through hidden valleys dotted with wildflowers. In spring, the slopes bloom with brilliant red poppies and purple anemones. In autumn, golden leaves drift across the pathways. As hikers ascend the ancient trail known as the Sacred Way, each turn reveals a new perspective. Views stretching to the horizon, birds gliding on mountain winds, and the sound of running water from mountain springs. The region's geology continues to shape its natural beauty. Karst formations created by the dissolution of limestone result in caves, fissures, and underground streams. These features help channel gases upward, just as they did in ancient times. Although the temple's original fissure is no longer active in the same way, small emissions may still occur deeper underground, part of a geological cycle spanning millennia. Earthquakes remain relatively common in the area, a reminder that the forces which once powered the oracle's visions are still alive beneath the surface. Beyond its scientific intrigue, Delphi is a cultural and ecological treasure. Wildlife flourishes in the surrounding forests, eagles soaring above cliffs, foxes slipping through the undergrowth, and goats climbing steep slopes with effortless grace. Olive trees, some centuries old, stretch into the valley beneath Delphi, producing one of the finest olive oils in Greece. Villages nearby offer warm hospitality and a taste of traditional Greek life. The town of Arakova, perched on a hill with narrow stone streets, is known for its handmade textiles, wood carving, and hearty mountain cuisine. Local dishes include slow-cooked lamb with herbs, mountain cheese, and honey collected from hives hidden in the hills. Visitors often gather in small tavernas with balconies overlooking the valley at sunset, when the sky turns pink and the air cools, filling the evening with a sense of timeless serenity. For travelers seeking deeper adventure, Delphi offers opportunities for camping beneath the stars. The air at night is crisp and clear, and constellations seem close enough to touch. The sounds of the forest blend with the distant movement of the wind across the cliffs. Early morning camping experiences are equally magical, with mist rolling over the slopes and sunlight illuminating the ruins in soft gold. Walking through the archaeological site, the blend of mythology, geology, and human history becomes impossible to separate. Delphi is not just a physical location, it is a place where earth and mind meet, where the natural world subtly influences human belief. The ancients believed that Apollo spoke through the oracle, but perhaps it was the earth itself whispering through chemical vapors rising from the fractured limestone. The idea does not diminish the majesty of Delphi. Rather, it deepens it. It reveals how closely ancient societies lived with nature, interpreting geological phenomena as messages from the divine. It reminds us that science and myth are often two languages describing the same mystery. As our journey comes to an end, the drone rises once again above the sanctuary. Columns cast long shadows across the stone. The valley below glows with afternoon light, and the Gulf of Corinth shimmers in the distance like liquid silver. From above, Delphi appears carved into the mountain, as if placed there by gods or by the earth itself. The wind rushes through the ruins, soft but full of presence, echoing the thousands of voices that once filled this sacred place. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Delphi, a place where geology shaped prophecy, where ancient myths meet scientific discovery, and where nature continues to inspire travelers from around the world. If you enjoyed this journey, imagine the wonders still hidden across our planet. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Science Meets Adventure, exploring nature's secret, so together we can continue uncovering the extraordinary stories that nature has written across the earth.